Alright everyone, welcome to another red leaf mapping video. So, welcome to Timeline 972, a timeline where instead of the Soviet Union breaking apart, North America completely collapses. Does not be completely realistic, this is just for fun. So anyways, we'll do a quick overview of the nations you guys can see here. So let me zoom in. So first on the list is the Confederation of American States. In this muted red, it is basically what is left of the United States. The Republic of Louisiana, which is in the orange here, it encompasses much of the Midwest and down into the South through Louisiana and Missouri. The Lakota Union, which is composed of Montana, the Dakotas, and I believe that's Minnesota. And then we got the Republic of Texas in the purple here. They are a contentious country with its neighbors. Friendly relations with Louisiana and California. Tense relations further south. The Cascadian Republic in the dark green, taking over the entire northwest of the continent. The Grand Republic of Quebec in the east in this light green color, just an independent Quebec basically. The Athabasca Federation taking over the prairies of Canada. The Commonwealth of Ontario, basically this timeline's version of Canada. Basically this is what's left of the original Canadian government in this light pink color. In the bright pink color we have the Maritimes Federation, which includes New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and Maine. The Commonwealth of Newfoundland and Labrador. Well, Commonwealth of Newfoundland. Basically just an independent Newfoundland. Both Ontario and Newfoundland are part of what's left of the Commonwealth of Nations. And then we got the Inuit Confederation up here in this reddish color. That's the Northwest Territories, Nunavut, and Greenland, controlled by an Inuit government. The California Republic in the white-yellow, controlling all of California and into the desert. The Mexican state is much of southern Mexico, including Guatemala, parts of Guatemala, and all of Belize. This is what's left of Mexico. It has devolved into basically a fascist, authoritarian state. The state of the Rio Grande was created in a treaty between the Mexican state, California, and Texas to create a buffer zone or a buffer state called the state of the Rio Grande. The Workers' Republic of Central America is a socialist Central American country. Same thing with the Caribbean, socialist, completely united. And then we got over here is the Kingdom of Hawaii, completely independent, doing its own thing. And then we have over here the tiny island of Bermuda, again doing its own thing, which is independent. It's not it has nothing to do with the British Empire in anymore. So anyways, we're going to get into the flags. The flags are going to be in alphabetical order, and I will talk again a little bit more about the country. Alright, so the first country we got is flag, I suppose, is the Athabasca Federation. Their flag celebrates their agriculture. It's very culturally important in Athabasca to realize that much of their economic power is tied to crops and agriculture. It's fairly conservative, politically and culturally, but relatively stable. Bermuda, small island nation, survives mainly off of tourism. Doesn't have too much to do with what's going on with the more larger powers in the continent, and is just kind of doing its own thing. However, it is independent in this timeline. The Confederation of American States. This is what the U.S. government was able to maintain. And today they are much like how those parts of America are today. They're very similar, but they have changed from not being the most powerful country anymore, but still being this timeline's version of the USA. This is Newfoundland's flag. They this is actually their flag. This is actually their like coat of arms turned into a flag, but that's them. This is the Ontario flag, which is just their provincial flag in our timeline, but this time it is their national flag. This is Cascadia. This is the most left-leaning, politically and culturally leaning country without going full socialism. Very, very progressive, very into clean energy, but is trying to develop its military more. This is the flag of California. The bear, very important. This is one of the flags that doesn't have writing on it for California. A lot of alternate flags do, but this is not one of them. California is a very rich country, very powerful, being able to maintain much stability even after the collapse, and was one of the first countries to emerge and stabilize itself. Quebec. Quebec is, again, one of the small states in what was Eastern Canada. This one is independent, very big on its French culture, and has few relations with its neighbors, but has great relations with other francophone countries. The Inuit Confederation, again, this is a country that kind of does its own thing, doesn't get too involved. However, due to control in the Arctic with the Soviet Union that is still there, a lot of countries are pressuring the Inuit Confederation to side with the rest of the continent and become more militaristically viable. I'm not even sure that's a word, but more military action. This is the flag of Hawaii. Again, Hawaii is not really involving itself in the continent, is kind of just doing its own thing. Survives mostly off of tourism and crops. Very peaceful. Again, just kind of doing its own thing and letting North America handle its own problems. This is the Lakota Union map, or flag, sorry. And in that middle bit is a symbol with the Lakota. It's actually more than what the Lakota's land was, but they've just gone with the Lakota Union as a way to kind of, incorporate all of the native population of the area. And it is the nation with the highest concentration of Native Americans. Very peaceful, gets along with pretty much all of its neighbors, and is kind of known as the Switzerland of North America in this timeline. Then we got the Mexican state. This is what was left of Mexico, because Mexico also collapsed, and nationalistic factions ended up taking power and through a series of conflicts ended up becoming the dominant power in Mexico, taking control of it. And yeah, it is very authoritarian, and it is the least free country in North America. This is the flag of Louisiana. Again, big with its French culture. Um, Obviously, great friends with Quebec in this timeline. And yeah. This is Texas. Texas, again, has contentions with Mexico and to some extent the Rio Grande. But they do, however, support there being a buffer state. This is the flag of the Rio Grande, the buffer state set up by the three powers in the region. It's more of a military junta than it is anything else. However, it does its citizens do maintain a good amount of freedom. This is the Caribbean. The entire Caribbean is united under a socialist system with its capital in Havana, Cuba. And it is just down there doing communism. If I do expand this timeline into South America, I do want this to kind of there be like a communist South America, but I haven't fleshed it out too much. So anyways, this is kind of tied into that, where lots of influences from the South. America is not really able to enforce its will upon the Caribbean, so most of the Caribbean, well, all of the Caribbean falls to communism. And then this is Central America. Same kind of story as the Caribbean. It has a highly militarized border with Mexico, with them being completely opposite on the political spectrum. But yes. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know what you thought of this series where I will make up timelines and have alternate countries that have flags, and we'll just see where this goes. If you guys want me to expand this into a second part, which will be South America, and then if you guys like that, we will continue into Europe, Africa, Asia Minor, Asia Major, see where it goes, right? But yeah, don't forget to check out my other channels, Red Leaf Gaming and Red Leaf Sunset, and I will see you guys in the next one.